Hello, I'm Brenda Marie, and this is my blogcast. Um, this is basically a blog turned into a podcast where I want to share my ideas. I'm a singer songwriter from Puerto Rico, touring a lot, and as I experience life from the point of view of an artist, songwriter, like whatever I am, and sometimes you experience things that make you think and reflect about certain areas or aspects of life. And I'm just sharing my point of view with my own vocabulary. So yeah, that's where it's coming from, and I want to share it with you. So this is called Create Your Own Information. Between so much confusion and this era of information, it is easy to fall into a spiral of contrary data, things that do not fit with the observation, and false importance, all mixed up with valuable information that perhaps it might be necessary to have to go back to the beginning of your game to reset your life and then take flight again. Lately, I see so many courses, so much emphasis on learning, on teaching, on studying, and so many people giving classes that the truth seems to be that we don't know anything about anything, and that the only way to learn is through those who try to sell us things, and even sometimes from their authoritarian throne. Mind you, I'm not criticizing those who share their knowledge kindly and with a good heart. I have benefited from great mentors in books and in real life who have helped me along the way with tried and true facts. And I'm also one of those who think you have to keep preparing yourself in life and never stop learning. But there is a point I want to take, and that is what is more important. What is more important than filling yourself up with information you're given? And for me, that which is superior to learning is to be able to evaluate the importance and veracity of the data that you're receiving, the importance of one truth over another, and also your own observation against the information to see if it's true for you. Because no one has the right to control what you should know or not. Only you are the captain of your life, and you decide to use your own perception and decide what is true and functional for you, and what things are more important than others when you compare them with the rest. Because otherwise, we fall into an endless word soup and data soup, and it is reflected in the non existent products or the failures to achieve them. And I just realized something. It's so important that we get our education right and our information right. And if it's necessary, create something if it's not there, right? Based on trial and error, research, observation, etc. Sometimes you have to create it. Sometimes you can study. Like you can complement all these things based on evaluating the information. But I think the richness of a culture depends in our ability to choose our information right. I just realized that because then if we don't have our education right, then the products that we're going to create are going to be have defects or not exist at all. That's just a little parenthesis there. So I feel like a professor, Professor Brenda right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I hate authoritarian education. I just like to share things that I'm passionate about. I might sound a little bit passionate, and that's okay with me. So, where was I when I interrupted myself? Yeah, the non-existent products or failures to achieve them. So if we don't have the right information and we're just like filling our heads up with data, and one data is clashing with the other, we're not going to be able to produce the products that we're supposed to produce as a society, and then that affects a possible renaissance. Instead of a renaissance, we're going to have a degradation, or maybe an obscure age where we're told what to think and what to learn. That's scary. Anyways, I don't want to go there. I want to go here. Okay, so I just wanted to take a minute to capture something I think is important. Give yourself the greatness that you can control your life. Like, grant yourself that greatness. I can control my life. And you're not anyone's subject, but commander of your life. Never lose that. It doesn't matter where you come from, it matters your human quality. I love that. Human quality and your ability to observe and decide based on your own observation, and obviously use what you know to help others with a genuine interest to help. And may I continue? Because look, I see so many people who, based on their own observation and persistence, achieved great things. And even pioneers, when there were no courses or information, they created them. Or people who observed, asked, probed, and achieved results. You can do it too. So if nothing they teach you makes sense or works for you, forget those books and observe. Live life. Create your own data based on your observation and research. Create your course for yourself, and if it works, well, maybe someday you'll share it with the world. Why not? But don't let yourself be manipulated. And one of the biggest manipulations is making you believe you don't know. You don't know. You do know. Excusez-moi. You do know. You're great. You're full of dreams, of culture, of intelligence, of infinite talents and potentials. So read, study, ask, but share also that knowledge. But be sure that you're learning from, be sure to know, excuse me again, be sure you know who you are learning from and evaluate life and information for yourself. And I write this because I don't like slavery in any of its shades. I like freedom, and only rules, I like them when they help you reach that freedom and make life fun, right? And a short example of mine is I have always held music in a very high place in my mind and in my life and in my heart. It's my passion. I have a lot of respect for it, and I'm very careful from whom I receive information about art and music. I go by my personal instincts and my nose for the truth because it's something I don't want to contaminate at all. It's like a precious diamond. And if I didn't like a music teacher in particular, I didn't let his attitude or false information affect me. I kept looking to learn from other musicians, from good people, hero people, wise people, joyful people. I decided to turn to the artists that I admire so much, and just by listening to them, I learned divine and continue to learn more details and things. I listen to those with whom I vibrate with and with whom my feeling tells me that they know what they're talking about. I also fail sometimes in the attempt, but I almost always hit the nail on the head in finding the right ones. And eventually, besides choosing great singers and adopting them as my musical parents, I found a great teacher who really gave me true data and pushed me to be better at handling my instrument, which is my voice. And it was an honor to be in a concert with literally living legends, multiple Grammy winners. And at the end of that concert, I didn't know she was in the audience. And this was years later after I got trained by her. And it was like a full circle because she was so happy. It was almost like she was on that stage. And I am her product. And she gave me wings and really helped me grow as an artist. And I just realized like she had the right information to create the product, shared it with me, and in turn, I was able to create a product. So that's the proof that it worked, right? So, yeah, she gave me wings and really helped me grow as an artist, as a vocalist, as a communicator. And I think all of that was a result of me being very conscious of whom I accepted or didn't accept information from, whether the information worked for me or not, and also making the information my own and creating information along the way if it didn't exist. Because the practice itself and the good intention of doing things brings up knowledge that you already bring with you. Or if you don't have it, helps you create it, like the necessity of the moment that you're having to execute something, right? And in conclusion, choose your mentors based on your own perception, or it can fatally affect you by wasting time or money on something that does not help you or even affect you. We are not victims, we're even good mentors to many. There is so much wisdom in the world and in oneself. Let's not lose sight and choose our sources of information correctly. And let us also be our own mentors. And when we need help, let us look for good friends and mentors too, those who give you real help, and let us return that help with the greatest purity of our soul to others who need it. Because when we are no longer on this material plane, I think what we will take with us is the richness of having genuinely helped with our heart and the help that we also received that made us richer in knowledge. I love you all. Thank you for listening to me. Hugs and kisses. Ciao.